President Trump's 24-hour visit to an international summit in Canada was filled with drama despite all the public smiles.
Even as the president carried on an argument with 6 of America's closest allies over trade issues, he introduced another shocker. KCAL 9 political reporter Bryan joins us now to sort it all out.
Yeah. The president reportedly told some of his aides he didn't even want to go to this thing because he said they'd be lecturing him the entire day. Well, he had a little surprise for them. Before he even left Washington, D.C. this morning, President Trump thoroughly changed the dynamic of the G7 summit and threw America's allies another curveball. He all but demanded that Russia, the government that meddled in the American 2016 presidential election and is accused of assassinating or attempting to kill former spies around the world, be rewarded with a seat in the G7, that would be G8 summit. By the time he landed in Quebec, President Trump had already changed the hot topic of discussion at the G7 summit from trade threats and tariffs and other grievances to inviting Russia to the summit where Vladimir Putin should be seated.
Russia should be in this meeting. Why are we having a meeting without Russia being in the meeting? You know, whether you like it or not, and it may not be politically correct, but we have a world to run. They should let Russia come back in, because we should have Russia at the negotiating table.
That pushed the other issues off the table, or at least temporarily to the back of the table, while the G7 leaders from Europe and Asia tried to address the president's stunning remarks. Not surprisingly, the other G7 leaders strongly disagreed because Russia and Vladimir Putin were kicked out of the G8 in 2014 for invading and annexing Crimea, reducing it to the G7. British Prime Minister Theresa May told reporters, "Let's remember why the G8 became the G7, and before discussions could begin on any of this, we would have to ensure Russia is amending its ways and taking a different route." Rhode Island Democratic Senator David Cicilline, a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, told CNN that for the president to suggest Russia should be invited to join the G7 now is outrageous.
And to suggest that they should be invited in just like the UK and France evidences a fundamental misunderstanding or just ignorance of how dangerous Russia is and what a threat they pose to the United States.
Even some Republicans, like Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse, were outraged. He wrote, "This is weak. Putin is not our friend, and he is not the president's buddy. He is a thug using Soviet-style aggression to wage a shadow war against America, and our leaders should act like it." And while the other trade issues have been pushed to the back of the room, at least temporarily, they still came up. President Trump got the ball rolling at the White House, blasting the current trade treaties.
We are not going to live with the deals the way they are. European Union treats us very unfairly. Canada, very unfairly.
But America's European and North American allies are furious over new U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum imports and about President Trump's maneuver imposing the tariffs unilaterally by claiming it's a national security issue. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called that insulting and laughable. On Friday, the two of them had a one-on-one meeting and joked about their differences when the cameras were rolling.
Justin has agreed to cut all tariffs and all trade barriers between Canada and the United States, so I'm very happy about that.
So I'd say NAFTA's in good shape.
He's my friend.
French President Emmanuel Macron also sat down with President Trump, and he said it went well.
I saw the willingness on all the sides to find agreements and have a win-win approach.
But Macron made it clear that if the talks don't produce an acceptable compromise for both sides, the other 6 leaders would sign their own unified communique at the end of the summit without the U.S. Now, on Saturday morning, President Trump will attend one more G7 meeting and then head back to Air Force One for the flight to Singapore, where he'll have a one-on-one summit with North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-un next week. He'll leave Quebec without attending meetings on clean energy, ocean protection, and climate change issues, on which he has sharp differences with the other G7 leaders. Peter, Lena, back to you.